Hi, everybody. Your RLHF fine-tuning is secretly applying a regret preference model. Let me explain. Let's see. Can I go back? Okay. All right, so let me describe a slide I inserted, and I guess didn't make into the final cut here. So from the perspective of an RLHF RLHF algorithm, there is a human who has a hidden reward function, and they are giving preferences according to a preference model. They're sampling this preference model, and that's what creates the preference data set. And then MLE is used with another preference model, or usually the same one, to create to learn a reward function, or sometimes something else like a policy. So this preference model, the predominant preference model, is what we call partial return. And what that is that the probability of a person preferring trajectory segment 1 over trajectory segment 2 is equal to the logistic function with the input of the sum of reward of trajectory segment 1 minus the sum of reward for trajectory segment 2. We're ignoring discounting and Boltzmann temperature for simplicity here. So let's look at a simple example here. We have a grid world. The purpose is to get to the goal as fast as possible. And so an aligned reward function is a time penalty of -1 every time step. Here, the sum of reward, the partial return, is the same. So this preference model is indifferent between these two trajectory segments, even though humans strongly tend to prefer the one on the right. If you prefer differently, please talk to me afterwards. So what's different here? The one on the right is optimal. The one on the right also has a different in-state value. So with those insights and some others in mind, we propose the regret preference model. And the difference here is that we swap out the reward function for the optimal advantage function. And we're going to sum optimal advantages of every transition in each of these trajectory segments. And this summation, when negated, is what we call regret. But at a high level, really what you need to know is that the regret of a trajectory segment is measuring how much it deviates from optimal behavior. So we're measuring deviation from optimality. Looking at our example again, the one on the right is optimal, so the regret preference model prefers it, like humans tend to. We compare these two preference models. We find that the regret one is theoretically superior in terms of identifiability. And then also with human preferences that we gather, it's more descriptive and learns more aligned reward functions. So why does the partial return preference model, which really is the predominant one, do so well for fine-tuning? Our hypothesis is that annotators do give regret-based preferences, and engineers using fine-tuning are unknowingly applying the regret preference model. And so this match of preference models creates some alignment. So let me explain or dive into this hypothesis here. The multi-turn language problem involves a human giving a prompt and then a language model responding, and then prompt response, and so on. The way RLHF is done in this setting is that the partial return preference model is assumed, at least nominally, and the segment length, the trajectory segment length is 1. So one action or one response is what is being evaluated. Interestingly, the learned reward function is applied as if in a bandit task. However, this is not a bandit problem. This is a sequential problem. And so this decision rule that you see at the very bottom right that is being applied for RLHF fine-tuning, to derive that from a sequential task, we have to assume that the discount factor gamma equals 0 to make the next state value drop off. And this is an arbitrary assumption for an underspecified problem. If instead we assume that preferences are from regret, then instead of learning the reward function, what we've learned is an approximation of the optimal advantage function. And we end up with the exact same decision rule without having to assume anything about the discount factor. And that decision rule is that we're argmaxing the learned function, which in this case is interpreted to be the optimal advantage function. So we get the same fine-tuning algorithm with a better supported preference model and without the arbitrary assumption that this discount factor is 0. So you might say, so what? The algorithm's the same. Why does this matter? Well, If the segment length is larger than 1, if you're evaluating more than one response in a trajectory segment, and you assume this discount factor of 0, then the partial return preference model nonsensically ignores all actions after the first, whereas the regret preference model has a more reasonable algorithm that results. And then also as a scientific act of faith, I believe that a clearer understanding and a simpler understanding of our algorithms will bear fruit later. Last, I'll just end with a teaser. This is the latest work that uses the regret preference model. It generalizes DPO and learns a policy directly in the maxent RL setting rather than learning a reward function first. And so like DPO, it skips or avoids having to sample from the environment after learning from preferences. And we scale up to these robotic manipulation tasks in the paper that's on arXiv. I'll end with that, and just one quick plug for Stefan Hackgis-Kessel. I think a number of you in this room, he will be applying to your research groups, and he would be a great find. He was co-first author on this work. Thank you.